cover the backlight. Hey guys.
Oh, I didn't notice them.
Oh my god, I forgot we were recording.
We were just talking, just bantering.
Guys, this is a really emotional episode. Just because the movie was emotional. No reason other than that. Well, I guess you're leaving tomorrow at 5 in the morning.
That's right.
And I won't see you again for at least 12 weeks.
Years potentially.
You never know.
Once I fall off the grid. Yeah, this is going to be our last in-person episode for a while.
By a while, we mean probably 2/3 of a semester. Maybe a little bit more than that. We'll see.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see. Maybe I'll visit to do it.
Yeah, it's tragic nonetheless.
If we get 15,000 followers on YouTube and we start monetizing, which I know you've all been asking for.
Yeah, we'll get the Patreon going.
We'll get the Patreon going, and what was it, like $15 a month per person is our estimate. Once we get that going, we figure I'll be able to get plane tickets over there and vice versa.
Right. We have 13 subscribers. If you guys just give us like $100 each, we'll be set for a couple plane trips.
If you just give us a plane ticket too, that would be much appreciated. All right. Well,
what movie are we discussing today on Indie Darlings? That's the show we're on right this moment.
Right this moment.
Thank you for being our guest today.
Absolutely.
And we got
Speaking of guests, I know we teased it last time, but my friend Nishant, film expert, he actually is a certified expert by the Board of Film Experts, the BFE. Hopefully going to be joining us next time. We'll be in communication with him. But the movie we're looking at, it's an insane Scrabble word. One of the best.
And
for a number of letters. And crossword. It's a great word all around. And it's not English. It hits all three boxes. It checks all three marks. And it's Okja by Bong Joon-ho.
Ooh, the darlings are cultured.
We're really good at this. And if you're wondering, yes, it was I feel like most people I know have heard of it, at least at like film school.
Yes, we cheated with this one, but that's okay.
Yeah, we know our box office standard is 5 million, but we it satisfies that. It box office 2 million, but it was a Netflix direct.
It was released in like 4 to 5 theaters,
just to qualify for Oscar.
Yeah, so it did make 2 million technically in the box office, and nothing else matters. It might have had a $50 million budget, but that's okay because that's in Korean money, so that actually translates to
that's true Korean
USD, $200.
About what we make per episode, yeah.
Yeah. Okja.
Yeah.
2017.
Oh, man.
Bong Joon-ho, as you said. I don't think he's made anything else notable recently.
No.
It's kind
of that, Snowpiercer, and I guess that's it.
Mother.
Yeah.
I hope you're doing okay. Bong, I know your career's kind of gone downhill recently, but he seems to have some talent.
We're here for you. If you want to come on the show, actually, we'd be happy to do a charity thing, I would say. Guess we'd call that.
You know what? I'm gonna call it. I think he's gonna have a revival in his career. I think he's gonna do something big following Okja.
I mean, South Korean film has never won an Oscar, so
right.
Your hopes up.
That sounds impossible. This movie was also written by Bong Joon-ho. Wow. And John Ronson, which that name just pisses me off, and I wrote Johnson so many times.
John Ronson?
It's John Ronson.
Who's named Ronson? And who names their kid John if their last name is Ronson? Ugh.
John Ronson. He's a Welsh novelist.
Okay. I was going to say that's a testament to, names don't really matter in the industry, but
no.
If he came in as a novelist, you would read a book by Ron Johnson. Sorry.
John Ronson.
Or John
Ronson. Bong and John. This, you know what I didn't do? This is so embarrassing.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to have to... I don't have an IMDb summary.
Oh, that feels achievable.
I want to get that live on the spot.
Yeah, I was going to say, our viewers have been requesting a bit more cleavage, I guess we call it. Because that wasn't a standard we put up in the first episode. But
that's right. We teased it and then kind of got rid of it.
Yeah.
We want you to want us.
That's like 80% of the sell of this is that,
sex appeal.
Yeah, hot, charismatic film teenagers, I guess, is our title.
Film teens.
Not even teens.
All right. Oh, this looks good already. Actually, okay. I'm impressed. IMDb. Ready?
Okay.
This is Okja. A young girl risks everything to prevent a powerful multinational company from kidnapping her best friend, a fascinating beast named Okja. Wow.
Couple problems.
You're right. The beast isn't fascinating. It's really boring.
Just call it what it is. Call it a genetically engineered pig.
Yeah. Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah.
Would you care to dive in a little bit more to the general plot?
Yeah. So, start off, and I'm not gonna go that in depth. You have Tilda Swinton as the CEO of this giant, I guess, just like food packaging corporation.
Yeah.
It's like mostly focused on animal produce or just animal goods, and the whole thing about the movie is that this company is like, they discovered a weird strain of pig in Chile and they bred it, and it's like the super pig that's like, super efficient too.
Yo, what strain of pig are you eating right now? It's so frosty. Continue. I'm sorry.
No, that was necessary.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. But these pigs get distributed around, and they're sent to 26 farmers across the world with the hopes that those farmers will, raise the best pig to be showcased in 10 years at this big New York fair. And the movie takes place like pretty much at the time of this fair when Okja.
Yeah. And okay, whoever was on the naming committee of the contest, best super pig competition, it's just
no one really.
You really didn't dig that deep for that one.
Yeah, no character to that. And basically, Okja is like, super friends with
Mija.
What, like young teens, girl?
I'd say tween.
Okay, that's fair. And basically, they're just like best friends. And her grandfather lies to her and says that they can keep Okja, but they can't. And when the corporation comes to take Okja, she chases after them, and just crazy things happen as she tries to, rescue her best friend / super pig / mysterious animal, whatever it's called in the IMDb description.
Yeah, so I think that's good. It's a general setup. Well, hold on, I'm so proud of you. This movie has a stacked cast.
Yeah, no,
really stacked cast for an indie movie.
What's up, guys?
Oh.
Didn't see you there.
Sorry about that.
We're doing the 40 minutes later challenge where we suddenly cut off the video and then resume 40 minutes after that.
Tag 5 people.
So excited to be back here.
Anyway, we're talking about the stacked cast. This movie, Okja. Let's just go down the list. Tilda Swinton as the Lucy. She's the CEO of our meat company.
And CEO's twin sister.
Right. She plays twin sisters, one who's a former CEO, one who's a current CEO, who then becomes a former CEO again, as the first one becomes the current CEO later in the movie.
But then that one becomes Doctor Strange. It's a whole thing. Yeah. Do we just
continuity?
Do we just get rid of that last part? Do we just recap? Honestly, at this, no, we should leave it.
No.
Yeah.
You guys,
our time is valuable.
So, along with Tilda Swinton. Paul Dano, friend of the show.
Yes.
Love him.
I'd love to have you on at some point, Paul.
Yeah. Paul Dano plays Jay, and he is the kind of the ringleader of the ALF.
Yes.
The
Animal
Liberation Front. Yeah, which is a real organization. One of the more controversial environmental groups, kind of in the same line as Greenpeace. They do some property destruction. All in the name of freeing animals that are held by people or being tortured, used for food.
Interesting that they chose the same acronym as alien life form.
ALF, yeah.
Interesting little.
That's when I was doing research. I got a lot of ALF information, which was good. Then we have, I'm going to butcher this, Seo Hyun-an as Mija.
The girl, yeah.
Yeah, she's really good.
I looked her up. I didn't know she was in so many other things.
Yeah.
She's killing it.
She was in the movie Monster, which is where Bong Joon-ho originally found her. She does a great job. Stephen Yeun as K. K is another member of the ALF, kind of the right-hand man of J. Paul Dano's J. But there's a falling out that we will get to between the two. Lily Collins, also part of the ALF, as Red. And then Jake Gyllenhaal as Dr. Johnny Wilcox, who is just, I've never seen Gyllenhaal more unhinged and just manic. He's having so much fun.
Oh, I know, yeah. It's weird how he's always crazy in whatever he's playing. He just kind of goes a little bit above and beyond.
Yeah. Brokeback, he's
gay cowboy crazy.
Yeah, well,
absolutely.
You're right. Being gay is insane. That's shit's crazy.
That is a difficult, crazy choice to make.
I use crazy synonymously with wrong.
That's good. Yeah. I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah, of course.
You don't take a stance.
We're so brave. Do you want to get into some scenes?
Let's get into some scenes. Right.
Once again, I'll just throw out a few. We'll bounce off each other. You give me some. We'll try to be coherent in the story. We'll end up failing at that.
Yep.
But it's the effort that counts. First one for me, one of the first scenes, it's just introducing you to Mija and Okja in the mountains of South Korea. Very tranquil, pastoral, peaceful, beautiful scenery. I believe it was filmed in Vancouver, which they say is the South Korea of Western
Atlantic
Canada.
I was going to say because the movie transitions from like a corporate speech to that 10 years later, and I thought it was like a post-apocalyptic, now the super pigs run the world type situation when I first saw it, because it was very like pristine and like, you know, what you'd expect from like a, you know, apocalyptic movie where nature's just...
all we get is Mija and her grandfather and Okja in the mountains. It's kind of Mija's day-to-day responsibility to just look after Okja, and kind of vice versa. They're just frolicking around the mountains, eating persimmons, having a good time.
Best fruit. It's just a perfect movie.
It's really good. An important scene that's part of this kind of, not montage, but these scenes of them just walking together is Mija slips and falls off a cliff, and where she's just hanging from a rope. And Okja steps on the rope, saves her, and then uses just some genius engineering ideas to run with her along this cliffside, have her wrapped around a tree stump, and then
pulley system.
Yeah.
Okja goes up. I think Mija would have gotten thrown.
There's probably some physics problems there.
But appreciate, so and then
also Okja should be dead probably, but that's like
probably
very durable.
Yeah, I was trying to say.
But Okja risks her life for Mija, so you get the sense that this is an animal with real emotional capabilities, really advanced,
and like intellect, just
super smart, super emotionally advanced, and that kind of sets the stage for making the audience be horrified for all the abuse that we'll face later.
Very clearly a pro-vegetarian movie.
Yes, but less so than you think, given like Bong Joon-ho's comments on it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you're supposed to feel some things about the meat industry. Absolutely. Another scene I liked was when Gyllenhaal's character, Dr. Johnny Wilcox, first meets Okja, and this is as part of the company going around to all the different farmers and kind of identifying which of these super pigs is the best, which one will be brought back to New York to showcase their new line of meats. And Jake Gyllenhaal, Dr. Johnny Wilcox, works for the company. He's like a goofy Animal Planet type biologist.
Like Bill Nye, but hyper narcissist
and on cocaine,
and not as popular.
Yeah, he's
out of the public eye at this point.
Exactly. Yeah, he's on the tail end of his career. Alcoholic, just the best, and he goes through just like 100 emotions upon climbing all the way up to this mountaintop to see Okja. He's
manic.
Yeah, manic constantly. He's pissed that he's had to do the hike. He's mad at all his crew with him. But as soon as he sees Okja, he's just amazed. and turns it into the perfect video shoot and plug for his show in the competition. So he's a slimy, highly entertaining. It's just Jakey.
And then the scene after that, just to jump in,
please.
That was when I first the movie made sense to me.
Okay.
Not even from I was confused by the what was going on, but just oh, I understand why this film was relatable now. It's like when oh God, what's the grandfather's name? Is that ever specified? Nope. Misha lives with her grandpa alone with Okja, and the grandfather's like, they're going to be there all day, filming Okja. Let's go say hi to your parents. And you're like, okay, why haven't we seen the parents yet? And then they go and then they visit their graves, and it's like, oh, that's tough. And then grandfather's really insensitive and asks which one do you miss more?
I love that quote for some reason. I feel like that's really a cultural thing or something.
Yeah,
I like that line a lot.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I can't.
She's not taken aback by it.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Yeah, and they talk for a little bit. He gives her a golden pig, which comes in later, but and he explains that he wasn't able to buy Okja, so instead he got her a golden pig, which is another possible cultural thing to.
It is. Yeah, it's a marriage gift traditionally.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that part. But it was just especially for I don't know, whatever Western tradition, to give somebody a physical gift in exchange for an emotional connection feels really bad. And she gets told Okja's going away, and she has the golden pig, and she goes off and chases after.
Yeah, so I think that leads into the next very rewatchable action-packed scene is her realizing that Okja's been taken and beginning her pursuit to get her back. So we see her literally just running down the mountain roads, chasing the truck through streets that Okja is being held in.
Yeah. Eventually
jumping and getting on top of the truck, and we get some tense scenes of the truck going under these.
It's so funny.
Yeah, these
just
tunnels and bridges with really low clearance.
There's a perfectly Bong Joon-ho style of comedy or whatever. Where it's there's a 14.2 foot clearance that the truck goes under, and the person in the front seat asks the other ones how tall is this truck? Will we make it? And he's like, we'll be fine. He's very ignorant.
Super deadpan, just doesn't. And it's the son in Parasite. I don't remember the actor's name, but that's who
so
it is.
Fun, just total emo teenage whatever.
Really funny.
And then they get to it. They pass through that one. He's just fine on top of the truck. You see a 13.9 foot clearance.
Yeah.
And then she does this crazy stuff to get on the side of the truck.
Yeah. And then we have our ALF people show up in a similarly large semi truck. They pull up alongside, and there's some funny lines of them basically being like, "We're not terrorists. We're not going to hurt you, but we are going to make you stop and give us Okja,
ram your truck into the side of a tunnel." Yeah.
It's very tactical. That's where we meet Dano as, what is his stupid name? J, K, Red, all those guys, the classics. We see them successfully get Okja out into the tunnel. There's cars everywhere. It's chaos. Misha had fallen off the truck by then. She's a little farther back. She's yelling for Okja to come. There's just a lot of chaos happening in the tunnel at once. Eventually, ALF gets Okja into their truck, and they're off. Then we find out kind of their plan.
Yes.
Would you like to elucidate the plan?
So yeah, they are aware of the whole Super Pig festival.
Who isn't? Yeah,
it's a big deal. And their plan is, since this corporation, very clearly a Monsanto-based name. It was Mirando. I think
Miranda, Monsanto, Tyson, Cargill. Yeah.
But so they're aware of their plans for the reveal, but they also recognize that it's too secure of a facility to do an actual act of infiltration. So what they're trying to do is to get Okja in there with a hidden camera, essentially, to record what they do in a secret laboratory, the laboratory where Okja was made. That was another part. I think we said that the Super Pigs were a strain, if you will, from Chile, like just a random like mutation in pigs, but it really was a result of genetic modification. But the company is covering that up because they know that consumers won't want to buy GMO food.
Perfect.
So the terrorists. Well, I guess we'll just call them Alf.
Alf, yeah.
Because at the beginning, the first line you hear from them is "We're not terrorists," and then they just act so unofficial. Like they're just very unorganized.
Yeah,
but they're hilarious, but actually organized. It's weird.
They're very funny, and they're equally a caricature of environmental groups as Mirando is of mega corporations, which I like. I think that was a good artistic
satirize both sides.
Yeah, we get what's his name? Blonde, I think, is one member of the group who's just going on a kind of hunger strike because all food is somehow related to organism suffering, which is true in a way. But he's
no, salt is the only thing you can eat with the diplomatic community.
He's like refusing to eat a tomato, almost passing out, with another member who turns out to be his lover. Actually, in research I did,
in the movie or in real life?
In the movie.
Okay. Either would have been great. Both would have been better.
Yep.
That's fine. So that's basically the plan, and they want Mija to like consent to them doing this with Okja, because it requires Okja to go to the lab in the US and taking her even further away from home. And Stephen Yeun, playing Kay, is the only one who knows or who can speak and translate what Mija is saying, and he purposely mistranslates her comment that she just wants to go back home, and tells the rest of the group that she said she's okay with this plan going through. And it's not I wouldn't say it's an act of like a cynical, we're gonna get this. Like it's not like it wasn't portrayed inhumanely. It was just like
it was like spur of the moment. He didn't want to be the reason that this whole plan goes to shambles. Yeah, it's kind of a panicky moment. And that'll come back to bite him.
Yes, but that's kind of that's the stage really of the whole movie.
Yeah. More context leading into my next scene. There is a bunch of video that goes on of Okja running loose in the streets and of this ALF's, the ALF's terrorist act. And that's obviously very bad press for Mirando. So they're kind of hypothesizing ways to spin this, and they decide that they want Mija to be involved and have this heartwarming reunion between Mija and Okja back in New York.
Replace Jake Gyllenhaal's character as the poster child of the corporation.
Yeah, kind of. Which is a weird choice because he's doing so good.
Yeah, he's not drinking or anything.
No, he's a good dancer. So they're going to have some big parade celebrating the best super pig in New York, and Mija's going to be a part of it.
An event I don't see why anyone would go to, but it's also 10 years in the future, and we don't know where.
Yeah.
In people's interest may lay.
Well, no, it's not 10 years in the future.
Is it not?
I think it's 20. It's either 2007 or 2017. Because 2007 either when it's happening or the 10 years before. But it's definitely 2007 is one of the years. So it's very much now.
Okay.
Or a little before now. So in response to this marketing plan by Mirando, the ALF kind of launches their own plan in response after they successfully get video of Okja being tortured, forced to mate. We get the doctor, Jake's doctor, taking like meat samples, just abusing Okja in this underground lab.
Really
horrible conditions.
Yeah, really bad for him, really bad for the corporation, really bad, just all around stuff. Uncomfortable, very, very hard to watch.
Very much so. And so the ALF basically decides with that video, they're going to crash this parade and turn the narrative on its head. And that was my scene that I picked out as a good one. We get Lucy giving her stupid, pompous speech.
If you, I'm trying to think of a good way to sum up her character, but think of it like,
I have it. Tilda Swinton has a really good comparison.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'll like this one.
Gotcha. Do you want to just do it, or should I?
What's fun facts?
Oh, okay.
It's fun facts.
We'll get to that later.
We don't rush the fun facts.
God damn it, yeah.
Teaser.
But she's, imagine like, kind of like, young, hip, trying to like subvert what a normal corporate CEO would look like.
Yeah, just classic fake wokeness.
Yeah, like, I'm going to, bring in business ethics, and then none of it works, and it's actually just worse than if she was just, a corporate monster.
Actually, I will pull on a fun fact now because it makes sense. But what she's wearing is a traditional Korean attire. It's kind of this robe,
Really?
but it's not the traditional colors. It's like the same palette of what she always wears.
That's a great costume design choice.
Yeah, cool choice. So at the actual parade, we have a couple different things happening in terms of ALF making their plan happen. We have Red is up in a window with like a potato gun.
Beautiful.
With nails coming out of it.
Potato bazooka, I would call it.
Oh, yeah. And her goal is to pop the giant Macy's Day Parade style Super Pig balloon that's coming down the street as part of the parade. So that's her part of it. We have our Australian friend kind of in a sound booth who's gonna
literally in the display where they're watching the video.
So he's gonna switch the video feed to the video they got secretly of Okja being tortured, and also doing some voice work.
Yes.
Announcing. And then Jay, there he is.
Yep.
Jay is coming in to get Okja out and Misha out. And he tells Misha about this plan earlier. He sneaks into where they're holding her and basically tells her, we're going to steal back Okja. Just don't look behind you at the screens that are going to be showing these terrible things when it's happening.
Another component about that, which we talked about a little bit ago and said we'd get to it, and so we're getting to it now, is Stephen Yoon's character, K. It's K, yeah. He, like at a meeting with the main 5 ALF people, confesses another spur of the moment thing. It's not like a thought out, like his character is very like spur of the moment, but he confesses to lying about that, and then Paul Dano's character does a full head against the table, couple kicks while he's down, and just kicks him out of the group essentially. And so that's that's why that's part of Paul Dano's thing, is that he goes to Misha to apologize. He holds up signs. It's like, sorry for everything. But yeah, part of it is like trying to apologize for that whole.
I think when we're doing our apology video, which I'm sure will come, we should do that same type of.
Again, well, I can't make a statement yet. Yeah, we'll make the official statement soon.
Once those papers clear.
We're just trying to let it sit. The warranty. Yeah, the mail and rebate.
That's not what I meant. It's okay. All right. Parade. Yeah. So they successfully crash this parade. Yep. Okja's going crazy. Obviously scarred from what's happening, and she's not really listening to Misha like she normally would. But they kind of eventually get her to come running with them and try to get her into a van they have waiting. Or not.
This is after the video plays and the blimp explodes. Like the parade is ruined.
Yeah, there's riots happening. People in the crowd are outraged.
There's a ton of ALF operatives in the crowd too. Yeah. So.
So this was a confusing part for me. The driver of the truck they're going into turns out to be K.
Yes. So it's two part. So there's 2 trucks, which is something I didn't.
Okay, I didn't understand this.
So the first truck is what's trying to, get Misha and Okja, away, and so they back up, trying to give them the space they need to jump in the car. But then there's people chasing from behind because the NYPD gets involved. Really funny costume design. It was like ex-military, vigilante.
Because I think it's a private. I don't think it was NYPD. I think that was their special force that they could.
Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. So anyway, there's this giant chase where you have the like, fake NYPD, whatever, people chasing Okja, Misha, and Jay, and some other ALF people, and then truck up here. Truck, is like moving forward slowly as Misha and Okja are trying to get on the truck, but everyone like gets caught by the New York people before, it can all happen. And then, this is making me think there was only one truck now.
I think there was one truck. I think Steven Yeun was driving that truck.
Okay, it feels weird still. Why he?
I don't know. That's what I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, the truck was driven by Steven Yeun, and they couldn't get Okja onto the truck, and only Paul Dano and
Misha
did rescue.
Escape.
Basically.
Yeah.
So it felt like there were two trucks.
Do you want to say what happens after that?
Yes.
I think mainly.
What happens directly after that? Because I'm trying to remember.
I don't care.
Okay.
The next big scene, let's say when they get to the super factory.
Yeah. So they get to where all these super pigs are being produced, and it's like, full blown, the worst farm you could think of. No space for the animals. They're all just like, cloistered together. Electric fences on the side. It's like comedically dark and like, cloudy and just like generally depressing. And so they manage to get through the electrical wire, and they have like, I think 7 minutes after the guards come to find Okja and get her out of there. And we see there's like the slaughter line, like the super pigs going into the slaughter. And it's hard to tell which one's Okja, but eventually you figure it out. And she's like 2 away from getting to the line. And finally Misha sees her and runs, and can't do anything because she's already like on this ramp going up. So she runs around the side, like, enters the whole facility, where they're slaughtered, runs around, and like tells the person who's like, holds I don't know what that's called. I feel like there's a specific name for it, but it's like the gun it's not a gun, but
it's a
like
bolt
gun.
Okay. What they use to kill like sheep and pigs. Yeah.
So person was holding the bolt gun, like, to Okja's head, and Misha stops them, shows them the picture of her with Okja, really cute. And at this point, Tilda Swinton's sister, well, like in the movie, sister, comes in, having now taken over the company, and
it's
says,
Nancy, right?
Nancy, and says, she's like hyper capital, like she just embodies capitalism with nothing past that,
reckless abandon.
And she's literally just like, it's profitable, so I'm going to do it, and I'm going to kill Okja. And then call back to the beginning of the movie. I forgot how nicely this fits all together. Misha pulls out the golden pig that she received from her grandfather. I thought it was fake. I was really worried that he got duped and that it was fake, but she rolls it over to Tilda Swinton as Nancy and is like, okay, let's make a trade. And she's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's really anticlimactic because, again, she's just business oriented. If that's a good deal for her, then she'll take it.
So Okja gets rescued, and on their way out, they're accompanied by guards, and another demonstration of the hyper-intellectual capabilities of the super pigs. I couldn't tell, was it a mother and a father?
I think so.
Because part of me wanted to think it was Okja's child, but the time frame doesn't work.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So a mother and a father, like in a really like emotional, like act of like sacrifice. They spread open the electric fence with their hose and toss their baby through, and then Okja puts it in its mouth so the guards can't see it, and they manage to get back to the mountainous regions of South Korea with Okja and this new little baby super pig.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're so happy because this is the person you're supposed to cheer for, and I didn't think she'd end with Okja, but she did. But then you are also haunted by the leaving the super pig factory and just seeing all of them just going in to get slaughtered.
And there's nothing to lead you to believe that anything's going to change.
Yeah.
Nancy says something, if it's cheap enough, people will still buy it, even with all the scandal that's happened.
So be responsible consumers is essentially don't be poor, actually, is the theme of the movie.
Right.
Yeah, responsible consumerism was only small portion of.
I think that was actually fairly comprehensive.
I think we actually covered the plot of it this time, which is something.
Well, let us know. Maybe we didn't.
Yeah, drop a Patreon subscription and in the comment say
just criticize us.
Yeah, we'll be more likely to pay attention to those because we just frankly get too many fan letters to really read all.
I only have one quote. I really half-assed this. You're welcome.
Is that warranting a button? Do we get another?
Oh yeah. Honestly, you can't even appreciate what's happening now.
There we go.
All it is, it's just kind of representative of Tilda Swinton's character.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not our fault that consumers are paranoid about GM foods. That's just kind of her tone throughout everything.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, she also says something like, "It's too bad we had to tell all these little white lies to our consumers." Yeah, they just lied about the entire pretense of the competition and the pigs themselves.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's like, I feel like her character was getting at the whole idea of the CEO can just completely lack any talent whatsoever and still be in charge of a company by being the right place at the right time. But yeah, she's just like she takes credit for ideas when other people pitch them, and it's like all about how she can be the best person and fight her inferiority complex with her sister and her father. It's just a very a person you never would want to put in any leadership situation.
No. And I think Swinton had a lot of fun with this too. She produced the film and was very involved all the way through.
And is best friends with Bong Joon-ho.
Yes, they are. She thinks the world of him and vice versa.
I love that. That's like a perfect combination.
Quick indie plug. Watch The Souvenir. It stars Tilda Swinton's daughter and Tilda Swinton.
Hilda Swinton?
Honor Byrne Swinton.
One word? Or
Honor Byrne with a Y Swinton.
Wow.
Yeah.
Byrne is
she's really good.
Honor is also,
and it's directed by Tilda Swinton's one of her closest friends growing up, Joanna Hogg.
Wow. A hoot all around, as they would say.
You're welcome. Okay, I actually have some pretty good fun facts.
Gotcha.
If I'm permitted to speak.
Granted.
Thank you. Bong Joon-ho and someone else in production became at least temporary vegans while filming because they visited a Colorado slaughterhouse. And he said the smell didn't leave him for months and he was traumatized by it.
That'll do it.
But then he's like, I'm still getting meat. So that's why I'm kind of saying it's not he even said specifically this isn't a persecution of meat eaters.
Sure.
But clearly he's exposing real problems in the industry.
Yeah, I think I misphrased that. It was, the movie does a really good job of seeing both sides.
Yeah.
And really just seeing the flaws of both sides. There's not really a ton of redemption.
Yeah.
Besides Paul Dano's, appreciation of Misha's, innocence as a child. But it was just a general good look at, all the bad things of all of these people. And through that, I think most people would take away meat's pretty bad, and I shouldn't eat it if I can help myself.
And this movie did make a lot of people vegan and
really?
Vegetarian. Yes, that was a phenomenon.
Nice.
Which makes sense. When this film premiered at Cannes, the Netflix logo showed up, and everyone just started booing vigorously in the beginning, and then. How dare they? They screened it in the wrong aspect ratio for the first 7 minutes.
What aspect ratio did they?
I don't know, but more crazy booing. And they had to re-show it. We love film festival people.
I was gonna say I hate just film people because of that.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny.
Watch a movie. Don't watch the pre-credits. Don't watch the title cards of the company. It's
yeah.
When is that ever? Yeah.
It's still got a nom for Palme d'Or. But I think following this year, they changed their rules so that a movie like Okja wouldn't count anymore because it wasn't shown in French theaters. Which is their new requirement.
I'm sure it would have been if they known that restriction.
I don't think so.
Really?
gotta love Bong Joon-ho. He just doesn't give a fuck at all. Like, he
Gotcha.
didn't mind if he was out of running for competitions. He was just like, no, we're gonna do the streaming thing.
Another really respectable
He
move.
is so cool. Here's a little pop quiz for you. The Okja character design was based primarily on 3 animals. Could you?
Hippo.
No, that was my first guess.
Really? That's not okay.
One you can get for sure.
Pig.
Yeah, pig.
Great. Is it an elephant? Is it like a hippo relative?
No, think you're on the right track with big water mammal.
Bison? Buffalo?
Manatee.
No.
No? I think it's
Manatee.
totally.
Oh, for some reason I was thinking manta ray.
Oh, no, manatee.
So, manatee.
Yeah, you can totally see that.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
They picked manatee because that was, I think Bong thought that was the best image of just innocence and peaceful mammal. And then dog was also
okay.
Personality wise, yeah. I think that was
just a hippo, though. I'm sorry. That was.
Oh, I thought hippo from the get-go too. In the movie canon, it weighs 7 tons. So that's a big girl, big boys and girls. They had a full-size puppet on set, made of individual like stuffed limbs, mostly just so that the actors could interact with something.
I was going to say, I was
CG
thinking about
people
that.
could like frame shadows and lighting.
Sure. I was also thinking
it smelled terrible.
Oh, sure. For water scenes especially, you could not get away with anything about something like that.
Yeah, and it looks pretty good for most of it. There's a couple scenes where physics look a little wrong, but they do a pretty good job. Okja tongue, really well done. Great tongue. From the beginning,
there were moments where it was like a little bit weird, like some of the close-ups of the pelt were off. But I mean, it's just, I was thinking, like, I don't think I would ever, well, I say this now, but it might change. But I like writing a CGI thing that has that much like importance in a movie. I just don't think I would ever do that just because of how
well it can't be your first project.
No, that's a after you established thing, but it's like even just to shoot and direct and to whatever a
whole
film
different
or something
animal,
like that. It's like very difficult.
More just pig, and pigs are the 4th most intelligent animal in the world.
Really?
So that was more so than dogs.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, so that was a big inspiration on Bong's part. He wanted to take an animal that's already known as intelligent and just ramp that up, especially on the emotional side. And I was thinking about it. These organisms are better than humans. Like, in my opinion. I don't know. They like care so much about their kind and people.
Oh yeah, totally. Like team players,
risking their lives to save
which is really
super low environmental impact.
That was something I haven't thought about, but the fact that they're genetically modified and they kept the intelligence, it's weird that they made them so useful outside of being farming. Like they have so many things that are good about them that are not related to being good farm animals.
You're right.
Which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's like they just wanted more suffering.
Yeah.
But which is what the movie wants. Again, they want to design the most sympathetic.
Yeah. But at the expense of realism.
Yeah. But I have to say, this movie did make me think specifically about pigs. In a farm setting. Like, I think we'd all have a problem if they were just dog farms. And pigs are significantly more emotionally and intellectually developed than dogs. They can absolutely experience suffering and pain. So
I get, go and get a pig, I think, is the moral of that. Normalize pigs as pets, because that's the first step to normalizing them as creatures of the earth.
Pigs are great. Okay. Here's what I was talking about earlier. This wasn't an inspiration for Swinton's character, but during the role, she realized distinct similarities between the character and Ivanka Trump.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Specifically, like the fake wokeness thing. She commented on that a lot. Good for you, Swinton.
Lack of talent.
Yeah, big one. Paul Dano was psyched to be in this movie because he thought he finally got to play a cool character.
Yeah, we were talking about it because during the film you see him in a suit and a ski mask, and he looks badass. Like he looks pretty good.
I'm into it.
In a suit and ski mask. I'm like, okay, Paul Dano, like you made it. Okay. You made it.
This is off topic. I don't think I told you this before, but I was on Paul Dano's IMDb page, and a lot of actors will have like a section for like their motif, what they're known for.
Sure.
Like what they do in a lot of movies. And his is just getting beat up a lot. That's literally his only one. It's just like gets beat up a lot.
He's just so typecastable.
He gets, oh my god.
But yeah, he's in this like suit and ski mask, and he has you know, this part of his face and this part of his face.
The parts that matter.
Hot.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
Hot.
But then when that ski mask comes off, it's Paul Dano.
Those locks.
Yeah.
That little baby face.
Even hotter.
That scene at the end where the parent Okja super pigs spread the wire with the baby out. That's Paul Dano's idea.
Really?
And where like they all make their screaming cow pig sound.
Gotcha.
And that was inspired when he was doing a different film. They were stationed near a farm, and apparently there was just like cows screaming all night, and that was where the inspiration came from.
That'll also make you not want to eat meat.
Yeah,
I'm a little. I don't think it's terrible, but the whole thing. I could have passed on it.
Yeah, that was on the nose. But
yeah, that emotion had already been reached. I was always like, oh my god, like they're all on the same team. Right. Like, god damn. But that's really cool that he contributed that.
Paul, you know, he's doing a lot of director and production work, so he clearly has a eye for film, the bigger picture.
A future career.
Yeah.
He's only 18. It's crazy.
It's nuts.
Yeah, he could be 35 and he could be.
He was not toilet trained in There Will Be Blood. A lot of people don't know that.
That was a long shoot.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Those are all the fun facts I have.
Okay.
I thought they were more numerous and more fun in my head, but there's some tidbits in there. I tried to do more research into the music, the score. Wasn't a whole lot of meat online. The score, not the soundtrack. The score is pretty sparse. I can't even find it on Spotify.
Yeah, no, I looked for it.
But it is Jung Jae-il who did Parasite, one of my favorite scores in the past few years. He's amazing.
Must be he. Yeah.
He's like a classically trained composer.
I really wish we had taken some sort of classical composition class at some point.
I still might actually.
Yeah, I'll match that. Indie Darling Challenge. Take a classical music composition class.
Yeah.
And get bored out of your mind. Just kidding.
No.
It's actually the most interesting thing in the world.
I'm trying to think. Do you have any other standout moments in this movie that you want to talk on? I think I had some others, but they're not coming to me right now.
I think what I liked about the score, because I like have a little list of things, a list of movies, which soundtrack I can't speak. I have a list of soundtracks that I appreciate, and one from each movie. God damn it!
Wait, one song from each movie?
No, it's just one aspect from each movie.
Okay.
We'll edit that whole thing out. We definitely won't. One part of each soundtrack that I just thought was noticeable and would be a good thing to take away and hopefully use or at least adapt into a future project. And from this, it was just the comedic adventure music when they're rescuing Okja. The playful
it's Balkan folk music actually.
Really?
Yeah. That's when ALF first shows up?
Yeah. It's so
it's Balkan.
Wonderfully, but it also feels I don't know, just a goofy movie, an old timey comedy soundtrack or something like that.
It's very self-effacing. knowingly over the top in a lot of ways. Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, just another, like, matching the mood of the scene can be done to the point where the music itself is just really on the nose, and I don't know, wouldn't be considered good, I think, on its own.
Yeah.
Is wonderful within the context of the movie. Look
Yeah,
at that, I just spit out a couple of sentences in a row with no problem. Let's go.
Getting good at this.
Donating $1 for every sentence I can get through without interruption this episode to a charity of your choice.
If we get to 50 subscribers, Grace and I are both going to take speech therapy. And we're going to improve immensely.
Going to learn how to enunciate properly.
What did you think of this film?
It's almost less interpretable.
Oh, you're right.
Your normal style of speech.
We should just dub all these. But I would definitely recommended watch. I think for both of us, right?
Absolutely.
Especially if you're already a fan of Bong.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think of, because like every movie has a mood you should be in to watch it. Generally, I think, and this one I would say like go into it with a I don't know, like playful, not even expecting a full like plot even. It's just like a kind of go for the ride, if that makes sense.
I don't disagree. I'd say this is our most accessible standard film we've done so far. I think it follows a pretty standard Disney adventure-y.
Oh, it has a very firm plot and like easy to get behind, but I think it's just like a going. I don't know.
I know what you mean. It's kind of meandering, and I just want more adventure movies. That's like one thing I noticed that's really dropped off. Just the adventure genre altogether, and I love so many adventure movies.
Oh, there's so much to do with it, and it's also National Treasure 3 coming 2021. They're just so fun, and there's so many ways to adapt it to change with like how movies have changed over the last couple of years, and you could make a what could you make? Rom-com adventure, and that's probably already been. You just combine any
Romancing the Stone.
Is that?
Well, I guess that's not a rom-com. No.
Just take genres, put them together, and you have a 21st century movie.
Palm Springs kind of a rom-com adventure a little bit.
Yeah. Nihilist adventure. No, not going anywhere. But yeah, it's definitely good. I think it's super accessible. I don't think you need to worry, like you don't have to prime yourself before watching this.
It's not artsy. It's not that indie.
Yeah.
But it's eclectic. Definitely, if you liked Snowpiercer, I think you'd like this. You can see a lot of the same stylistic points.
I think, that just makes me think, because I think one of the genius of Bong Joon-ho is how fun it is for whoever's watching it. Because there are moments in that movie where I was like, this is like what this is like the other things we've been watching. This is like very like subtext. There's so many things going on, like we were talking about with the costumes. Like there's so much going on underneath.
Yeah.
But then also that's down here, and then up here it's just so funny. It's like slapstick humor, and it just like has a consistent range of humor that doesn't, it appeals to everyone.
Wait, I had a fun fact that I can't find. Oh no. This was a cool one.
Pour one out.
No, I think I'll try. This was like my favorite stupid Easter egg. At one point, this is right before ALF have captured Okja in Seoul, and they all jump into the water to escape being caught by the authorities, because all they wanted to do was plant the secret camera in Okja.
Yeah.
And right before Jay jumps off, he says something to Mija like, you should really learn English. It'll open doors for you. And you see that in subtitles. But what he actually says isn't that.
Oh.
In Korean, it says, he just says his name, but it doesn't translate well, but it's just a name that sounds really funny in Korean. And from what I could look up, it sounds like kind of old-fashioned-y, but also bumpkin-y. And it's just kind of a joke for Korean viewers, but you'll never know. Yeah. And it's also kind of subverting since the English line is you should really learn English, but the Easter egg is not for English speakers. And most movies cater to that English speaking, but his doesn't.
Gotta love that. Really
really love that.
Integrity. Wow. Time to learn French again and write it. No, we don't need more French language movies. We need.
What the fuck? We don't.
We need
Portrait of a Man on Fire.
Oh, that's just a good movie, regardless of language.
Of a man.
Portrait of a Oh,
I'm saying you need to make that one.
That was Call Me by Your Name. That was Italian art men and French painting women. Yeah, European queerness has been actually not thoroughly investigated. We need to buy one. We need a trans one. We need just the full gambit.
Oh, for sure.
So find, I think I've mentioned this before, find a medium of art that's not film, put that in a film, make it queer, win Oscars. That's like your four-step plan for success, I think.
My queer finger painting film has not gone anywhere. Nowhere. No one's picked it up.
It's finger body painting, right?
Yeah, it's super sexy.
It's, in fact, I would say it's only sexy. He went a little bit. It's considered a porn by my.
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't. It is.
That's true.
I didn't know Pornhub had like a time limit because I tried to post my feature there.
Yeah, but really, there's so many more similarities between porn and indie movies than porn and mainstream. It's crazy. I think indie movies are more porn than
will be launched shortly.
Porn darling.
Oh, that was fun. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah.
This is our loosest, just flowing pod yet.
We're here with you
guys.
Kind of fireside chat style, I would say. We also, as a part of this, well, this is our 13th subscriber special.
That's
actually.
Right. That's right.
That's why that's why we're so casual. That's our gift to you. Also, Kira Lee, the winner of our second art contest, since we carry over submissions from the first competition. So if you submit art now, that'll be entered in every subsequent art competition we have. So literally go on MS Paint and spend 2 minutes doing something and submit it, and you might win.
What did she win? What did Kira win?
Kira won something that you cannot pay for. Very experiential, very, I would just say, perfect for anyone.
That's a good descriptor.
She won a all expenses paid 1-day trip to the secret viewing location of Indie Darlings, where we watch all of our movies. We
it's a mile underground.
Catered custom lunch from the most expensive 3 Michelin star French restaurant we could find. And she received basically just a decadent experience for 2 hours while we watched the movie.
Right, she was massaged the whole time.
Yeah.
She couldn't see, she had the cucumbers over the eyes, so she didn't really enjoy it. It
was really just
she had a really good time.
A spa day where you happen to be in the same room as us watching the movie. But needless to say, she seemed overjoyed. And
big shout out.
If we had to put an estimate on how much that cost us, what would you say?
Well, and people like us, our time is so valuable.
It's hard to even quantify.
I was taking 3 different phone meetings at the same time right beforehand, so
it's crazy.
Countless dollars.
Countless dollars. Korean USD dollars.
That's right.
Which are worth less, but still worth a good amount. But yeah, we'll have another art competition. We'll publicize this one.
Yeah.
These have been underground art competitions.
I also want to thank everyone who responded to our Instagram poll on what film to watch next. We did not pick any of the entries listed, but we will. Yes. I think next time.
This one was we'd already chosen this film. That's not true at all. But we need to end on a consistent note.
So that is coming. We appreciate the participation. Most of the answers sucked, but some were really good.
Someone submitted Avengers. I know the person, and
my cousin submitted Avatar. Really funny.
Yeah.
Thanks, Marta.
I
Shout
think
out.
we got. Oh yeah, I saw. I think we got 3 solid suggestions, which at first may sound like, oh wow, they didn't get that many, but actually you should be excited by that because that means that in future polls like this, if you submit something serious, there's a very solid chance that you'll get picked.
That's true.
Same goes for the art competition. And we already covered that, rolling submissions, you can win multiple times with the same piece of art.
Which is so cool.
I mean, come on, look at this.
And we got both heads back based on popular demand.
Yeah.
In the last video, we had 1 comment asking for them to be removed. But in the next video, we had 1 comment asking for both of them. So Audrey, this is for you. Thank you for your comment.
This goes out to you.
Porridge Philosophy, make your move.
Mm-hmm.
Or stop watching. We love you. We love you.
Yeah. I think we did realize that a 1-to-1 head to dismembered head ratio was kind of necessary because the framing, I mean, if you look at the leading lines going up here, it's aesthetically pleasing.
That's right.
It makes us look good. So yeah, that's that. And we can't wait to catch you from all the way in LA, heart of film. Sorry, all the way in Virginia, the heart of film, and LA. A city
trying, I guess.
City on the East Coast? No, West Coast. Generally,
They call it the city of Angles, right?
City of Angles.
Because there's so many
Anglicans.
farmers.
Yeah. Yep. That's it.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.
Love you guys.
Love you.